VIP package for wrestling card collectors, For just $19.99 per month, you get 40 pounds of WhatNot discount codes, entry to a monthly giveaway with epic prizes, entry to an exclusive VIP-only free break, and free grading from MGC, and so much more. Dig it? Message the team on Instagram for more details. Ooh, yeah!
And now, presenting from across the pond, it's the Squared Circle Relics Podcast.
Hello, welcome along to episode 3 of the Cardtricks specials here on the Squared Circle Relics Podcast. This time around it is Clash at the Castle, and you are joined by the gruesome twosome, the Cambridge Killers. It's me and Chris leading you through Clash at the Castle. Chris, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, not bad at all. Not too bad at all. So we're going to talk about Clash at the Castle as we normally do. The main things are, of course, talking about the hits that Cardtricks have had throughout the WhatNot this past month. And they've had a hell of a month for May and part of June. So we will go through what's gone through. But really, really good stuff from Cardtricks. But let's get into the pay-per-view recap. So before we get into anything, Chris, did you enjoy the show? Thumbs up, thumbs down, or do you want to do that at the end?
No, I do it now. I'd say good show overall. I would say like a solid show. Like all the matches were okay or better. And it was just nice. It didn't seem too long. And yeah, it just flowed nicely. I think they spaced the matches out like in the right order and stuff. I was impressed. How about you?
Yeah, you know, I like these kind of shows. I think having 5 matches, it's quite nice. They haven't got much filler. You kind of get your main matches. It's a fairly nice length show, and there's not a load of filler on there that you don't really care about. Like they're all things that are built up quite nicely, and they all kind of some culminated quite nicely. But obviously, you've got that building step. Whereas obviously in the old days, we used to have Rebellion and Insurrection and kind of like these shows that had nothing happen on them. We kind of a bit like these Saudi shows, like nothing really happened.
Yeah, and you'd always get like random matches, wouldn't you, with no build sort of thing. So yeah, I thought all the matches they had were pretty good, and yeah, there was build to it, and they've left it so there's stuff to look forward to as well, which is always good. Yeah,
and I mean there's some good stuff coming out of it, but we'll go through each match one by one and kind of give our favourite moments if we had, because we know one match that we both agree we weren't particularly hot on. So the show opened up again. If you missed it on the network, we had the press conference on the Friday, which is like your normal press conference. On the Saturday, they re-aired that at 4. Then at 5, we had the countdown show, and then we had the pay-per-view pretty much straight after, really. So quite nice having an afternoon of it. But we opened up the show, all the usual bits and pieces. We had Cody and AJ in the I Quit match starting up the show. How did you feel about this being the opener? Did you think this was the right place for it, or do you think we should have had something else later on?
No, I think it was the right, because let's be honest, we all knew, there was no great shakes about this. We all knew what was going to happen, didn't we?
Yeah.
Or did we? Yeah.
That's
where you turn around and go, no, I thought AJ was going to win. No.
100% AJ, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was a nice opener. It had a cool stipulation. It had some cool spots in it. And yeah, I thought it just got the crowd going. They were really eating up the sort of spots and stuff, weren't they? So yeah, I thought it was a good opener.
Yeah, I was trying to think what else you could put in there, because you want something that get the crowd rolled. But they've done the same thing with Backlash, didn't they? Got the big pop in the first match. And I think this is really good to get everyone kind of warmed up, and the Scottish crowd were just loving it. Handcuffs come out, they were shouting. Was it Kinky Bastard? I think the crowd were chanting. I think, and you think, you know what? It was good fun.
I love a Scottish crowd. I do. Yeah.
They're in good spirits after everything going on with them in the Euros.
Yeah, gotcha.
But no, it was really good. There were some nasty spots. There was a brain buster onto the announce table. Which, obviously, it was safe, but it looked so nasty. Like just seeing that brain buster. But some cool spots. AJ coming off the top from the springboard through the table was pretty nice.
I liked him asking his mum whether he should use the steps.
Exactly. Yeah. Got a little clonk at the end.
Mum's
no, it was really good. Mama Rhodes.
Yeah.
No, it was really good. Your typical kind of match. And I do wonder, do you think they're going to go for the trifecta and have a third match at Money in the Bank or something with these two?
I think they should. I think they've had a couple of good matches now, and I think it would kind of round it off quite nicely. But the ending of this kind of made it look like Solo was going to be the next sort of challenger, didn't it?
Next in line.
Yeah,
exactly. The
but
beatdown.
maybe get that AJ one out the way, and then from there go to Solo.
Yeah, because also they had Owens and Orton come out to kind of help. So I wonder if maybe they'll do that 6-man tag type thing again, but obviously have Cody in it this time.
Yeah.
Because there was this rumor mill, obviously. My mind's gone blank now, but the other brother is now free agent, isn't he?
Well, haven't they? I can't think what he's called in New Japan, but they've just trademarked. I think it was Tala Tonga. So I'd imagine he's going to debut as Tala Tonga.
So yeah, so we're waiting to see. But yeah, I mean that might be what we're leading to, have the 6-man tag, and we have again the interference with the new member coming in. Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, a good I Quit match. So we're waiting to see what happens with AJ Styles next, because I think AJ's had the run of his career these past few months. I think post-Mania, he's on form.
And he just looks incredible, doesn't he? Because he's quite old, isn't he? Well, not. I don't want to say quite old because I'm not that far behind him. But,
no, but you think,
but for what he's doing, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, massively.
What is he, like mid to late 40s now?
He must be in his mid 40s, like 46, something like that, I guess. But
yeah,
I think because he's been around for so long, massively. He looks like a grizzled vet. Do you know what I mean? But like Ciampa, do you know what I mean? Like that chiseled vet kind of look. But
good shape as well.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with AJ. But they obviously at the press conference rumoured around, like kept mentioning TNA, and Michael Cole brought up TNA as well. So I do wonder maybe they might ship him over there to do a bit of cross-brand stuff, maybe. But we'll see.
That'd be really cool, wouldn't it? That would be really massive for TNA.
Yeah, 100%. Especially if he's not got a program right now, you know.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But go on to the next match. We had the women's tag title match, 3-way tag. So we had Jade and Bianca Belair, Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler, and the Unholy Union. Now, I think this is a bit of a given. I think out of all the matches where we would probably see a title change going on to a Scott, I mean, we could probably say maybe we might have had it in the main event, but nonetheless, I think this is going to be the dead cert. Overall, I thought this was a pretty good match. I really, I thought it was okay. We had a few things that have been picked up by Jade having a few issues, but I'm sure we'll get into that. But I mean, I thought it was all right. I think for what it was, given the hometown crowd, Scots, and obviously I think I'm with Kaylee Ray at the moment. I think what deserved really.
Just a total crowd pleaser, wasn't it?
Yeah, massively.
But as you say, like obviously with what happened with Alba Fire, Kaylee Ray's mum last week, wasn't it?
I think it was announced last week, but I think it was a couple of weeks ago that happened. Yeah.
So yeah, nice for her. She deserves it as well. She's been around now, like in WWE, a good few years now. She's one of the mainstays of the women's division to a degree. So it's nice to see her getting an opportunity like this. So,
I mean, did you follow her on the Indies at all, or even Isle of Dawn and stuff? No. So like when she was on the Indies, obviously she was marked as being like the next big female wrestler type thing on the UK Indies, and it's nice seeing her sort of move through. She went over to Stardom and done stuff in Japan, and with NXT UK. Like both of these girls have been in NXT UK for ages before they moved up. So good on them. I think it's good to see them get a bit of shine because they're both really good talents, really.
Yeah, and with 3 Scottish like talents in title matches, you had to give one of them the belts, didn't you? And this one massively made the most sense, as you say. Shall we talk about the botches?
Go on then, bring on the botch.
So they shouldn't have won. So the Unholy Union shouldn't have won. Jade tapped.
Yeah.
So it's quite strange. Bad, isn't it? What was that, do you think? Was that her saying to Shayna, like, this is actually hurting, or it's too tight, or should she not have done something else? Should she not have just jabbed her in the ribs with her elbow or something and said, like, fuck off? Or
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if there was... Unless maybe they changed the finish and she just forgot that they changed it last. I don't know. Very peculiar. Very, very strange. But I think the other thing was obviously the springboard. Obviously, they're saying, the ropes are different in AEW, so that's the first springboard she's done, and it was, different rope type. You think, well, these things do happen, but...
Yeah. I mean, that's it. I wouldn't put too much emphasis on it. I think, to a degree, the wrestling itself isn't really her focus or like her main thing, is it? It's the look, it's the vibe, everything about her just is like a star. So the wrestling kind of unfortunately comes a bit second, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I will say as well, I find it a bit naff that they're doing like things in unison together. So they've got like the joint poses where they like go to each shoulder and then like the arm pose. And I find that a bit awkward where they're trying to time it together. I find that a bit, I don't know, just finds it a bit, I'd rather they do something that's a bit like the DX thing, have Triple H behind and Michaels in the front. Maybe they do a joint pose like that. Trying to do the same thing together just looks a bit weird, you know?
Yeah. But the ultimate goal of this, isn't it, is to get these two against each other. That's what the people want to see.
That's what I see at Mania, isn't it? I think that's your Mania match right there. That would be a hell of a match if you can get that to that point.
If you keep them together as a tag team for maybe a few more months and then, slowly build to Mania. But yeah, that's going to be one hell of a match.
Well, it's like we said, but on the Mania post show, if you can build to that Mega Powers Explode type thing and have that kind of story going into Mania, I think that would be a really big thing you could do as a main event for night one.
I think you're right. I think that's main event like caliber, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, it was really good. I mean, props to the Unholy Union, because really glad to see them getting a bit of a rub now. So, and in Scotland. So, right, next match halfway through this show, we had Sami Zayn and Chad Gable. Obviously, all things surrounding whether or not Chad Gable was going to be gone from WWE or if he's staying and what was going to happen.
Well, he's signed,
title on the line.
Has he now signed? He's signed, yeah. I don't know if that's officially announced, but I did see somewhere that he'd signed. So.
Okay, so he's fixed and staying then. So yeah, so it was, you know what, I think most of this was really around Otis. I think the match was kind of secondary about how Otis was going to react. I think Chad Gable's probably, again, someone who's kind of having a good run. I think maybe been forgotten as a face, having a good run as a heel. But yeah, what do you think of this match, and did you enjoy it?
I don't know if I would say I enjoyed it. It was okay. But yeah, it was just all sort of centered around breaking up the Gable, Maxine and Otis thing, wasn't it? So
exactly.
It looks like we're going to see. I don't really get where they're going with Sammy in the Intercontinental title. I think that having Gable and Otis sort of fighting for it, Maxine on a pole match or something like that, do you know what I mean? So yeah. That seems the logical way for this to go, but maybe you don't need the Intercontinental title to achieve that anyway. You can. No. It's working on its own, isn't it, without the title? So,
yeah, I'm the same belief. I think Sammy's in a bit of a strange fit. Like, there isn't any clear path for him otherwise. I think having the IC belt on him is okay for the time being, but obviously Gunther's going, obviously with the King of the Ring stuff all finishing up and, going to bigger things really. But yeah, Sami Zayn with the belt doesn't do much for me. I don't feel it's like a career highlight for him really as such.
No, and I know it was a really good moment at Mania, but I just feel like they need him in another angle now, I think. I would have liked to have seen someone from the Bloodline, like maybe one of the Usos, or like the Bloodline as a collective sort of go after Sammy because of their history.
The link.
Do you know what I mean? That would make sense. And then to see one of the Usos or even Solo as the Intercontinental champion.
Oh, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Really nice. Yeah, I liked it sort of in the Attitude Era where they'd give those mid-carders a bit more of a chance. You'd have like the Godfather as Intercontinental champion or
Rikishi or Val Venis or something.
Yeah, it just gave him a little bit of a rub, didn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it all depends now where they go from here. I mean, obviously we're on the road to Money in the Bank. I guess you can imagine there'd be some kind of defense there, but you're building to SummerSlam now, aren't you, really, pretty much?
Yeah.
So, I think probably he might lose at SummerSlam, but we'll see who he face off up against next, really.
Yeah.
Right, up next we had the women's title match. So this is Bayley versus Piper Niven. Again, one of the ladies who have been around the UK circuit for donkey's years before going to WWE. What did you think of this? Obviously, another home crowd favourite. I didn't think she would probably win this match, and ultimately she didn't. But would you enjoy this match? Did you enjoy the interference? What's your thoughts?
I would say this was the one match where I've in my notes I've written meh. I just found it all a bit. Yeah,
2 stars.
2 stars for this one. What did you think? Was you any nicer about it?
I mean, it was all right. I mean, Piper Niven, I do like her as a wrestler. Obviously, I like Bayley.
Yeah.
What I don't like about it, I'm not still sold on the whole Chelsea Green side of things. I know some people love her style of like comedy and what she does. It does nothing really for me, and her coming back out with a Mexican mask on, I just find it all a bit. I don't enjoy it. It's just not for me.
Whereas
I mean,
on
it
the
is what it is.
opposite side of that, I think she's good at it.
Oh, really? You see, it comes down
out.
to what people like, you know?
Yeah. I'll be honest though, my sense of humour is really like low grade.
That's fine.
I'm easily amused. Fart jokes and stuff. It's fine.
Well, I mean, I'll get a chuckle out of it, but I don't. It didn't add much for me for the match as such, you know.
I think with me it just helps because I'm a Zack Ryder fan.
Oh, of course
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've kind of got a soft spot for Chelsea. So
yeah, but no, yeah. Well, I mean, where do you think this is going to go for them? Do you think they're going to do more with Piper and Chelsea, or do you think they're just going to go to the tag division? Or because I can't see Piper having a rematch at this point.
No, I think the tag route would be best for them two. And it was just a bit of a non-event almost. I would have liked to have seen them. I know that Bayley's, only just become champion, kind of similar to Sammy, and everyone was hyped for it, blah, blah, blah. But I would have liked to have seen them do the old, like where Kane won the title, the WWF title, and like where they, Piper Niven wins it and then immediately loses it on Raw on the Monday or something like that. Just for the Scottish fans to get another big pop. It's not going to make any difference for Bayley, is it, if she loses it and then gets it back? But
no, exactly. Yeah,
I guess you can't do that all the time. So
no, I don't think you can do a first blood match on Raw either to get the belt back on. No. Chelsea Green swinging the chair shot and causing it.
Yeah, scratches out of her nails or something.
But so Bayley there retaining the belt once again, and again it's the same conversation. Where do we go now? I guess the Money in the Bank winner of the ladies match, that will be Bayley's next big opponent. Yeah. So we'll wait and see what happens from there. Will it be Julia? We'll never know. Could potentially.
Oh, that was a good shout. Yeah,
we'll see. And then we get into the main event. So again, a nice sort of short card. Damien Priest and Drew McIntyre. I think most people were looking forward to this more than anything. Where were you on the fence with this, Chris? Did you think that there was going to be a title change, or what did you kind of think?
I did. I'll be honest. You know what I'm like. I did think there'd be a title change, but I think what they ended up doing was probably better, and it just builds to this feud, doesn't it, between Punk and Drew. And in WWE at the moment, I would say that's the thing that I'm looking forward to the most. Is these
me too.
Finally getting to go at it.
Yeah. I think in some ways, Punk being injured has helped this feud massively. I think because you're protecting Punk obviously from further injury, I think had you had him there every week getting involved, there's more chance of a bigger injury.
Yeah.
But it's played out online really well. Like Drew's kept it in the picture, Punk's done his side of things. I think it's just been done really well. Even down to him wearing a Celtic shirt in the press conference. I just think it's all just great stuff,
I would have really liked. I know that he would have caused a riot, and Glasgow would have got annoyed at him. But I would have liked to have seen him come out in that Celtic shirt as his ref shirt, maybe like a cut-off sleeved Celtic shirt,
the Vinnie Mac style,
but with a Celtic shirt. But no, we didn't want any riots, did we? So
not really, especially after the Euros. No, 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I could have seen maybe a title change moving it over to Drew because it was Scotland. They had the whole story of him not doing it the last time round. Yeah. I don't know what. Again, same kind of concern. What do you now do with Damien Priest? Like, do you?
I see a Judgment Day turning on him at some point. Do you know?
I do as well. I think either Balor will turn on him or Dominic Mysterio will. Maybe we'll Dom win Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with it. But I think the fact that Punk obviously done the screw, kind of replicated the meme of the tombstone with the two fingers sort of thing. It was all very good. But that's definitely that's gonna be the SummerSlam build, isn't it? That's gonna be the big SummerSlam main event. Yeah. Did you see the post show conference with Punk at all?
No, I haven't.
Because I don't
Was
know
he on top form or.
Well, he was all right. He had a box of cakes on. I don't know what was in the box, but he had a box of cakes.
Mindy's.
And someone, Mindy's.
No, Mindy's.
And someone said to him, do you think you should do Hell in the Cell as the first match between you and Drew? And Punk was going off at the guy saying you shouldn't fancy booking this type of domain, and was kind of doing, But I think he was obviously, being friendly enough about it. But he was obviously saying, take your fantasy booking and go elsewhere. So whether or not that was a AEW pop AEW or something. But no, it was good. It was all right. But I think the rest of the show, I really, for a couple of hours, I think it done what it needed to. The Scottish fans were happy all night. I don't think it's on level of France. I think maybe the French crowd was louder, but...
But when was the last time the Frenchies had anything?
Never.
Do you know what I mean? They have never had any... Do they get live events? Or
Yeah, they get house show stuff.
house
Yeah,
shows
but it's not
and stuff.
nothing
But they've
live.
never had anything like televised or premium live events, no. So yeah, that's probably your main thing, isn't it? Scotland, although I don't think they've had anything before.
They've had SmackDowns and Raws and stuff for years, I think, yeah.
But even for them, even just to travelling down to like Liverpool or Manchester's not, still far, but it's not too bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, the French one was crazy, wasn't it? They were another level.
Yeah, and the Puerto Ricans as well were pretty loud. I quite like this.
Yeah,
different crowds for different events.
Mm.
So yeah, no, not too bad. I think overall, I'm going to give the show 7. I think 7 out of 10. I think I enjoyed the I Quit match. I thought that was really good. The main event, I think, for the Punk stuff was all right. And yeah, maybe I didn't think too much of the rest of the matches, but it was fine. It was fine.
I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5.
Oh,
Sorry, that had to be different.
That's fine. Yeah, 3.5 out of 5.
Just a solid show, wasn't it? And I didn't feel like, I've been sat here for hours and hours and hours and nothing's happened. It felt nice, a nice length, and yeah, just really nice. Maybe was that because of the time of day it was on?
Yeah,
because it's on
the afternoon,
7 o'clock or whatever, wasn't it? Or 5? Was it 5 or 7 or something like that?
There was 7. Yeah, 7 was start, yeah.
And it's not a 1 a.m. fucking staying up till 1 a.m. barely with your eyes open thing, is it? So I think that does help, definitely. So
yeah, all these European shows are so nice being on at a proper time,
Yeah.
And even for the Yanks, like it was on lunchtime, which is, you actually think like NFL and basketball and even like other like racing and stuff. That's all on in the afternoon in the States. So it's nothing alien for them. So it's all good. Keep up, WWE. So let's go into card side of things. So card impact, we do this. We run through the matches and who thinks cards stocks going up and down and who to look out for. Who do you reckon Clash at the Castle this will benefit, Chris?
It's a tough one. I don't think it will do too much. It won't be any like too great shakes or anything. But I think maybe Drew. I think Drew's popularity might gone up a bit. I think he's in the best form of his life at the moment. So even I'm sort of starting to take notice of his cards and that.
Yeah. Watch out, David Kiddle.
Other than that, you could argue. I mean, I'm kind of looking at it from a UK perspective, not from like a whole world perspective, but from a because the main thing we use is eBay.co.uk. So from there, I'd imagine the Unholy Union. Maybe you see some more Alba and Isla. Yeah.
Yeah, I think people are going to be trying to get those early Isla Dawn cards and those Kelly Ray cards.
Yeah.
Or Alba Fire as such. Because we had like the Slam Attacks and we've had the Superstar set that they both featured in as early cards of theirs, really, when they're in NXT UK. Yeah. So I can see people maybe picking up their autos. I don't think they've had any dual autos in anything Panini. Obviously, we've had some single autos, but I can see their stock rising. I think if they get a good run now.
We've got him. I have got the Immaculate checklist in front of me. That's out this week. There's loads of dual autos in it. I can't remember off the top of my head whether they had one, and I feel like they probably didn't. But it's good that they're sort of bringing back the dual autos, and that that could be a possibility in the not too distant future. Yeah.
So I think stock wise, I think they're going up. I don't see much more for Jade and Bianca, but I think Jade is as she is now. She's just still going up and up.
She just needs some cards, doesn't she? She needs some, not Leaf with the TBS belt missing, not AEW. She needs some WWE packed pooled cards. I think.
Does at this point.
What about anyone who it negatively impacts?
I don't think there's anyone who's really negative. Again, I think most people are going to be pretty sort of as they were at that kind of standard. Yeah, I don't think there's any impact. There's nothing that's really like, oh God,
The only one that I think it hurts, this pay-per-view hurt, was Damian Priest.
Okay.
I mean, his cards don't overly sell very well anyway, to be honest.
His auto's not very good either, is it?
No, he's got a boring auto. And And I've had, like, for instance, I've had some of his select, like, low numbered to 49 parallels up for like a $5 and stuff, and they don't sell.
Okay.
So I think, did this pay-per-view make him look like a better champion? I'm not sure that it did.
I think had he not got his foot caught, I know you can't help your leg getting caught in the rope, but had that not happened...
It doesn't look good, does it?
No, that's the gif that's going around Twitter, like him cocking up the flip. I mean, that don't look good.
But Drew did well with that, I think. He sort of played that off pretty well.
It did make me chuckle, though, because Botchamania put up on their Facebook page the one from WrestleMania 17, where Tess got his leg caught up in the ropes against Eddie Guerrero, and like how long that goes on for. And it seemed funny that actually then that night we saw it. I was like, Jesus. But, you know, I think Damien Priest, I don't think his stock isn't rising. I don't think people are interested in buying his cards or piecing them.
But other than that, I don't think it negatively impacts anyone too much.
No, I don't think so. I think so. We move on to the next. So it'll be Money in the Bank next July, wouldn't it? Money in the Bank. So we'll be back round and we'll see where cards are from there. So we'll move on to Panini Instant. So again, if you haven't bought Panini Instants before, so this is the on-demand type of thing that you used to do with Topps. So they do them after every pay-per-view, any significant kind of shows, and you order it. They've got base, they've got number parallels, and sometimes do autos as well.
What are the parallels? Are they 1 of 1 to 5 and to 10?
And to 10, sometimes to 10 as well, yes. Okay. That's right. So if you want to get hold of them, they ship from the US. They're on sale for a week. The number ones stay up till they're sold. But again, then they would normally ship within the next month, but we're waiting at the minute for WrestleMania still. So bit of a delay there. But yeah, if you want to get into Instants and you don't know, reach out to any of us and we'll guide you through that. But yeah, Panini Instants. What do you predict the images will be for Clash at the Castle, and what images do you think you're going to get?
So with WrestleMania Instants, they did autos as well, didn't they?
They did.
Think we're going to get any autos? So I'm going to say no, that we're not going to get any autos this time.
Okay.
I think they're just going to save that for like WrestleMania and things like that. I don't know. It's hard to say, isn't it? Unholy Union need one.
Yeah. I think that shot of them at the end with the bouquets and the belts in the ring would be a good shot really to have, as opposed to a match shot.
I would potentially grab that one. And
I would too.
Instance guy, so
I thought it was a real good image of them both standing there, and that really was a nice image for the whole match.
Maybe Jade tapping out and Priest getting his leg stuck. Imagine if they did that.
Well, the leg upside down shot. Jesus. Oh my God. No, if they don't, I'll make it. Yeah, I think you said about autos. I think had Drew won the belt, you would have had an auto, I think. You would have had Drew with a belt and an auto. I don't anything else. I think Cody. I think you're going to get Cody holding the steel steps, maybe as the image.
Yeah, or like AJ chained to the ring
rope. Yeah, or something like that. Sammy and Gable. I think you're probably going to either have Sammy with a belt or Otis carrying out Maxine potentially.
Yeah.
Baylor and Piper again. I mean, are you going to get?
I can't see that. I can't see him getting one.
No, I don't know. I don't know if you actually are really.
I don't know.
But I think the Damien and Priest shot will probably be CM Punk in the ring as a referee. I think that'll be the shot of him doing the two fingers.
Yeah,
if they can do that image. But yeah, I think that's kind of where we're going to be. I think really, I can't think of any other images that we would have.
No.
So yeah, cool. Okay, let's move on to the final part of the bonus show. So we do this every month after a pay-per-view to discuss what card tricks have pulled over the last month and whatnot. So again, if you haven't been on their WhatNot page before, obviously they have daily shows, all different themes, ripping all kind of product from AEW, lots of W Chronicles at the moment, and we'll just be going through Immaculate very shortly as well. Now, May and early June, they had a hell of a run. I mean, a massive list here. Chris, do you want to head us off first of all with the big hits of the year? It might be so far, of the year potentially this month so far. Best year so far.
Wow, yeah, I mean, so it's a slight, because of the delay with Chronicles, it kind of all got messed up. So it's a May-June recap. So obviously we're like halfway through June now. But since the last Card Trick special, he's hit 5 1-of-1s. This is only with wrestling. I don't know if he's done any more in football or whatever, but 5 1-of-1s. So let's start off with, I'm going to say easily the biggest one here. And it is Tiffany Stratton Chronicles Base 1 of 1. And now this one is a bit more special than the rest, not only because it's Tiffany, but it was in a free break. So the champ didn't pay for the spot. It's something that you get every month with the Cardtricks VIP. So just shows you, do you know what I mean? 20 quid. And this chap has managed to get a 1 of 1 Tiffy. So congrats to JJ on that one. And I'll just quickly list off the other 4. So next one, you've got Drew McIntyre, which is the Luminance 1 of 1. And now these Luminance ones have been pretty popular with the shots chosen and things. So yeah, that's quite a cool one. Then the Usos. So Jimmy Uso with the Origins Auto 1 of 1 and Jay Uso with the Chronicles Auto 1 of 1.
And that was in the same, I think it was in the same day or the same weekend.
I feel like
we had back-to-backs, didn't we?
Day out. I feel like the Drew and one of them was the same day, and then the other Uso was like the next day, or really close together. But really cool. Really cool. And then the last one was Michael Cole, Voices of the Ring, 1 of 1 Auto.
Really nice.
Really? I'm really glad Dave's not here because he's obviously really wants this card and loves this card and stuff. But
yeah, I don't mind a bit of Michael Cole,
man. Yeah, no, well, it's Michael Cole's one thing, but his auto is.
I said it looks like he's playing the game of Hangman.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. At least on the 1 of 1, I'll give him this. He's almost written his name like kind of legibly. Whereas I see one the other day, and it was that one you're saying about, and it was like a lion, wasn't it, for the end?
Yeah, not a proper auto at all.
Not even, yeah.
But no, I do like Michael Cole. I think he hasn't had that many autos through years. He had some early tops ones, and obviously they've started putting him back in, and this is obviously the perfect set for him. Yeah. But really, really cool. And really nice because I was talking to the guy who got the cards. So it was Chris Jack on WhatNot. And I was just messaging him. He's like, I don't really know. I said, well, when it arrives, hold on to it, and you decide what you want to do. It's appeared out of nowhere. But I think he's toying with the idea of maybe getting it slabbed and keeping it in his PC. So good on him. Yeah, get a chance spot. You just don't know sometimes. So
yeah, that's it. So they were that was the main thing. And I mean, 5 1 of 1s in like a month is nuts. I know Chronicles has a lot. I know Chronicles does have a lot, but still. Do you know what I mean? I think it's really cool that we're starting to get the 1 of 1s and the low numbered cards in this country. And a major part of that is the Cardtricks breaks, because there's no one else doing it, to the level that Cardtricks are doing it. So good to see some like low numbered cards hitting eBay and in the groups and things like that. So
as they say, all the ships rise in the good tide, and it's pretty good. It helps everybody out. So,
there was some more. There's more. Some more. So there's some to 10s as well. So I'll quickly run those off. Card of the set, maybe Hulk Hogan, Timeless Treasures, 10 of 10, eBay 1 of 1. It's a really cool shot though. It's NWO Hogan with the sprayed red belt. It's really nice, isn't it?
Because we were talking about this on the pod last week, weren't we? Like, we couldn't figure out when that shot may have been, and you don't tend to associate Wolfpack Hogan with anything, do you really,
No, that's it. So
but it's really cool shot.
Really cool. I need to get one of those, but maybe not the to 10, maybe a to 99. Then you had the Bray Wyatt Illusions to 10. Again, very cool card. He's holding the torch. He's like full shot of him standing up, and then he's holding the head torch thing. Nice. Really cool. Roman Reigns Limited. Limiteds are nice ones. They look quite classy, I think.
They do. They are nice.
And they're only nice, like a papery foil kind of stock, but the lighting and everything of the shots they've used makes it look a bit classy, in my opinion. Then we had have you seen this Shawn Michaels one? Spectra Gold.
Yeah.
Nice.
Really nice. There's so many nice cards in this Chronicle set. Like, although I got into Chronicles last year, I feel though this year is a year I've really paid attention to their parallels. It's so much better. And the images are totally different. There's not reused stuff. It's really nice.
Yeah. Absolutely. And like, I've gone hard on Chronicles this year, and I bought a hobby box and 3 or 4 blasters last year, but I didn't want to collect the base set, and I didn't want to do too much with it. But this year it's taken me by storm. So
well, I mean, I'm going to try now do a base set. I know Lloydie's got a few base cards for me. We've been trying to do a set between us all, haven't we? So I'm going after a base set this year as well. So bring it on. But yeah, so Cardtricks again putting banger after banger after banger. And they've got another case of Chronicles on the way, I believe, as well, Chronicle Blasters. So
yes.
So watch out for that. That'll be, as soon as that arrives, he'll be listing those up on there. Before we get into the final part of the show, though, Chris, obviously Uncle Howdy Countdown finishes on Raw in theory tonight. That's the rumour. Do you think we see Uncle Howdy tonight, and do we get anything special from Uncle Howdy?
You've got to think that they've got to, haven't they? Every pay-per-view now, everyone's thinking it's going to happen. I'll be honest, I was one of the people that thought he would appear then on the Clash at the Castle, but yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
Well, the countdown officially ends tonight.
Today,
it's on Raw. I mean, it's who is he going to target? Does he target Sami Zayn? Is he targeting Cody Rhodes? Do they just target everyone throughout the matches? Like, there's rumours, obviously, Alexa Bliss and Nikki ASH and all these kind of guys in part of it. So actually, do they target different people within that whole group and that goes through the whole show? I don't know. We'll see.
Do you think they bring Eric Rowan back? I think
I would like to think so. I think you've got to have some element. Yeah, because if you're kind of building this legacy of Bray Wyatt type faction, like that links in everything. That's beginning and end and current, isn't it? You've got Wyatt family, you've got a bit of Alexa Bliss stuff in there, you've got the Nikki Cross stuff, Uncle Howdy. Yeah, I think it all ties it in nicely. I think you have to bring him back in.
I think he does.
So if you've got any Eric Redbeards out there, keep an eye on them. But no, it'll be good. It'll be really good. So yeah, we'll see. We'll be mentioning that obviously on our show in a couple of weeks. Chris, anything else you want to mention off the Cardtricks list, or should we finish up this bonus episode with our usual stuff?
I will just say, obviously, we've read out there like 9 or 10 cards. I'm like, when we've only read out the to 10s and below. I mean, the amount of absolute bangers that they pull at Cardtricks is insane. Like, my collection has just exploded since I've kind of been going on there more regularly. So yeah, like, I know obviously we've only said a few, but there's tons of cool stuff been pulled. So yeah, that's about it for me.
I mean, if you don't follow Cardtricks on social media, do have a look at their Instagram page. You'll just see what they have pulled. But yeah, definitely worth checking that one out. I think going forward, so again, there'll be shows running through tonight. So if you want to catch up on the Raw show, that'll be on tonight. They'll have shows throughout the entire week. They'll have shows across the pay-per-views. They'll do the watch-alongs. And yeah, if you want to get involved... Sorry, mate.
Well, no, this week, so today's the 17th of June. So on, what is it, the 19th?
Yeah,
it's immaculate case break, £1 starts.
Yeah, crazy.
There ain't going to be anyone else doing £1 starts on Immaculate in this country, no way. So yeah, keep your eyes out for that on Wednesday the 19th.
So yeah, definitely. And if you haven't got involved with Cardtricks before, do have a dabble. Again, if you've not used WhatNot before, you can find a link in their bio and you get some discount for joining in the first place. If you want to become a Cardtricks VIP, so again, for £20 a month, you get guaranteed free break every month. That can be a spot break, that can be a spin the wheel type thing. And again, loads of cool stuff like that. You get free card grading with MGC within that. You get access to a VIP chat. And just discount voucher codes throughout the entire month as well for various breaks, which are only exclusive to VIP members. So for £20, there's nothing really to lose, and you definitely get your money's worth there. And again, if you just want to join the WhatsApp community that we've built up within Cardtricks as well, so we have the Squared Circle Reddit chat, there's a football chat, there's sort of wrestling break, there's Razzies that Logan looks after. So again, that's completely free to join. You just won't get the VIP chat, but loads of people are chatting amongst there between one another, building up the wrestling card community and just talking all things Euros today, and it's just been really good fun. So do head over there where you can. If you want to find us, we're available, of course, where your podcasts are on social media. We're on Facebook, so you can search the Squared Circle Relics Podcast on Facebook, and on Instagram, where it's SCR Pod over on Instagram as well. And if you want to find me, you can find me in the WhatsApp group, or you can find me on Twitter. I'm at Jamie Stocker.
Cool. And if you want to find myself, Cambridge Trading Cards on YouTube and Instagram. I don't know what I've got coming up. Oh, I've got a box of Revolution 2022 that Dave, on the last show, Dave gave that a proper slagging off. And I was sitting there thinking, shit, I've got a box of that coming. So I got a box of that coming. And then...
You've done 2 blasters the last couple of days, didn't you?
Done 2 blasters, yeah. Another, was that one an auto in there? Can't remember.
It was. I won't reveal what it was, but there was an auto in it. Yeah.
Another auto. So I'm doing pretty good on the autos in Chronicles. I think I've hit 2 in 5 boxes.
And you got an action pack as well in that as well. So.
Action packs as well, yeah. I'm beating the odds. But yeah, I'm just waiting for Prism. So when Prism comes out, I'll be breaking that on the channel for sure.
So yeah, but yeah, you can obviously find Chris on there, and again, we'll see you here for the next edition. Chris is in the. Are you in control the next time? Episode 53.
I am. Yeah.
Episode, isn't it? So, Chris will be in the lead seat next time round, and us 3 boys will be there for that. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy Raw tonight. Enjoy Uncle Howdy if he appears,
and fuck John Cena.